Alright guys, welcome to a new video on the Tecate. We left off last video where we were going to ride this thing. And it started up, ran pretty good. Got it to idle. We figured out that the air screw is actually all the way in on the carburetor. So that's not good. I think today we're going to take off the carburetor and just check to make sure all the jets are in there correctly. Because knowing that the air screw was screwed all the way in is not a good sign. So we're going to take that apart today. Make sure that's all good to go. Check the jetting. We gotta get the air filter on it. And remember last video, this thing doesn't quite reach to the carburetor, the boot right here. So I think we're gonna take some duct tape and temporarily just tape that up for now. And hopefully that'll work. I did buy this thing for it. Where is it? But I don't think that's gonna work. I think it's just a little bit too big. I think we need about, well, maybe I could cut it. It might work. Maybe I can cut it and get away with it, but bought that for it, and then we've got some oil for it. They recommended 10W30 for this, Lucas oil. So we're gonna change that out. This thing takes 1.15 liters of oil, so it's a little bit more than a quart. It's like 1.2 quarts, so we will do that today as well. Probably check the reeds as well if we're in there. And then take it for a rip. This thing is supposed to go 77 miles an hour, so it's gonna be pretty fast. Really excited to ride it. So yeah, let's get started. I think the first step is going to be the Carb Clean. And then come over here, and there's a part I want to put on here. Where is it? Oh, we could actually put the handlebars on and the grips and stuff today too as well. Here's the air filter. Where's the other part at? Those are all the bearings. I'm looking for the case saver. I think it's more bearings. Oh, here we go. So we're gonna install that today. Topar Off-Road Products, I think it says. This guy is stuck in there, that screw. You can see it broke off inside there. So what we're gonna do is take a little drill bit, screw in there, and then I actually got this guy. This is a extractor. So what you do is you twist that in, and supposedly it should just grab that out. Going to try to quick extract this. Gonna quick drill a hole in it first. Little tool out. Hopefully I didn't drill the hole too big. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that. That guy's gonna twist in there. Alright guys, I was able to tap a new hole and put on that chain guard right there. Looks pretty good. That took a little bit of time, but wasn't too bad. So that's what it looks like. It's a little windy right now, so I can't really step outside, otherwise you guys won't be able to hear anything. But next step, I think we're going to look at the carburetor, take a look at the jets in there, see what it's running for jets. It's an aftermarket carburetor, so it'll be interesting to see what they're running for jets in that thing. We'll try to figure out how to get the carburetor to connect to the airbox. It might just take tape right now. Otherwise, like I said before, I bought this thing. We could maybe cut up and use this. We'll have to see. All right, let's try to dig into the carburetor. See if we need to take it off. Looks like a little... We'll open her up and see what we have for jetting. All right, looks like it's running at 160 for the main. That was clear. All right, 55 for the pilot. That's pretty plugged up, actually. It's really plugged up. Can't see through it. Even, oh, there we go. Just got unplugged. All right, we'll clean up this carburetor and then come back. I'm gonna check what most people run in the stock carburetor for jets. All right, I'm not really finding a whole lot of information on the stock jetting for these, and you know, since it's a different carburetor than the stock carburetor, it doesn't really matter. A couple people are running these carburetors and they said they use right around the ballpark of what I'm using. They up the pilot a little bit. Some people use a 60 pilot and then like a 180 main, which mine's a 55 and a, what is it, 160. So we're right in the ballpark. If we have issues, we're gonna maybe change them out. But we'll be able to see that during the first ride. Anyway, let's clean out this carburetor, put it back on, and see how she runs. We're gonna set the air screw to 2 1/4 out, I believe, and then see what happens from there. Also, I believe this is a 39mm carburetor. I looked on some forums, and I've always done this before, but you measure from the intake side of the carburetor. So technically this is the intake because it's going into the motor. Let's see. I get 39. That's what I get for the measurement there. So I believe it's a 39mm carburetor on there. All right, so I bought this little rubber piece. This actually fits over this perfectly, but it's just a little bit too long. And this actually fits into the other part of the air box perfectly. So what we're gonna do is just cut this right about right here with a knife, and then hopefully we can clamp that down and that'll work for that. All right guys, we cut off this big chunk and we were able to get that on there. You guys can see back there. It's now attached. Seems like it's working pretty good. Nice and tight. I'll clamp down. Now we're just going to put the air filter on. I think we've got to oil it up and then quick put that on. All right, we've got access to the air box. These screws on the top come off, this comes off, and then we can put the air filter in it. All right, air filter is gonna go on there like that. We're going to grease the back side of this part of it right here, and then spray it with the oil, and that should be ready to install. Take this guy, get a little grease on my finger, it's gonna go around, and that'll kind of make it stick to that surface. All right, now we'll spray it. All right, we're using this stuff, super tacky air filter treatment spray. So you just spray that on there. All right, air filter is installed. So we'll just put the cap back on and we will be good to go. All right guys, time for a little oil change. I don't think this has ever been changed out for a long time. Oh, there goes my oil pan. Oh God. Windy out here today. Whew. Very windy, but we're gonna quick change the oil. We've got some 10W30 to put in it, and yeah, let's see what this oil looks like. So what we're gonna do is put this stuff in there, 10W30. This is a 2-stroke, so we don't have an oil filter, which is kind of nice. So we're just gonna let that drain and then start filling it up with some oil. 1.15 liters. All right, let's add some oil. All right guys, oil is changed, all good to go. You can see the window all filled up right there. So let's give this a first start attempt here with the cleaned out carburetor and new oil. No choke even. Oh, it smells so good. Smell that coming out of there. Yum, 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 yum. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sounds pretty good. Let's take her for a rip. All right, guys, she's running really good. Started first kick with no choke on. That's a really good sign. We're gonna check the coolant here quick, just to make sure before we take it for the first ride that there's coolant in it. I already checked, it was filled up, but I haven't checked since it's been started. So it's a good thing to check that, see if the water pump's working. And let me just feel the radiator right now, see if it's getting hot. I don't know if it got hot from that little bit, but we'll check it after the ride and see if it's hot, see if it's working. And yeah, it's a beast. It's gonna be fun to ride. All right, let's check the coolant here. Looking a little bit low. You can see in there. We'll add a little bit to that. First ride coming up. Oh yeah, what a ripper. Oh yeah, she rips pretty good. Alright guys, this thing is so much fun to ride. Sounds so good too. Man, it is fast. It is really zippy. That carburetor clean helped a ton. Pilot must have been clogged up. But yeah, so let's take her for a little onboard ride here. Kick it over. This thing kind of sticks down. That's really the only problem with it, the kick lever. So you can see it kind of sticks down. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Idles perfectly. Check that thing out. Dang, boy. Thing is sweet. Oh yeah, tail lights on. Man, it's just awesome. Alright, let's hop on and go. I let this thing warm up for probably like 5 minutes today. I'm only in second gear. It's pretty fun. Back suspension's a little bouncy, but alright, I can smell something burning. Let's check that out. Puffing out a lot of white smoke right here. Looks like it might be burning some coolant off. Let's see if my radiator is working here. Oh yeah, that's getting hot. that didn't sound good. I don't know what that was about. Dang, she's a fast quad. It's fun. It's really, really fun. Oh my gosh. Thing hauls. It's so much fun. It feels so small and light. It is insane. I've never ridden anything like this. It's like a Banshee, but like way lighter and way smaller. Thing is really, really fun and fast. Man, I love it. I don't know what that knock was there though. I'm kind of worried about that. Did you just hear it when I turned it off? It just did a loud knock. I don't know what that's about. But let's just check everything over, make sure everything's tight on this thing. Because it was just put back together pretty much, so I don't want everything to be falling off of it. Everything looks good. The motor's not leaking. Nothing that I can see anyway. Yeah, it's a beast for sure. Alright guys, first ride on this thing done. Thing just absolutely rips. The only issue I see with it is you really have to rev it up to go. So I'm guessing, I think it might be either the air screw, which controls, I believe it's 1/4 to 1/2 throttle. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we're going to adjust that and try to get it tuned in. And then, or it could be the pilot jet maybe. I don't think it's the needle position because needle position is higher up. And higher up, it's perfect. Goes through all the gears, increases speed, doesn't bog higher up in the throttle or RPMs. So I don't think it's the main jet, and I don't think it's the needle position. So I think it's either the pilot or the air screw, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a pro at this. I don't tune a lot of carburetors, so I don't claim to be an expert in this area. So any help would be appreciated. Again, 39mm carburetor, FMF pipe, and V4 threads. So if that helps you guys out. But yeah, we're gonna try to adjust that and then come back. All right, we're gonna check the spark plug here. Just took off this little cover. I definitely don't want it running lean and blowing this thing up because parts for this thing are really expensive. I adjusted the air screw one turn out and it seemed to idle a lot better and it actually cleared up, so maybe that was just the issue. All right, here's what the plug looks like. Almost perfect color. Nice light brown. Yeah, so I think it's running pretty good. All right guys, just check the oil and the coolant. All the levels are good still, so that's good. We're gonna quick take it for another ride and test it out with the air screw twisted out a little bit more. Let this thing warm up for a little bit. Smoking pretty good out the back.